Hello, I'm Whalley, welcome to Lenscraft. Today we're looking at a question I'm often asked: how do I fake sunset light? And I'm going to be explaining how to do this using just Nik Viveza. The image I'm using is one I shot a few days ago in the middle of the afternoon, and I want to make it look like it's from later in the day. At the moment the light is very white, although there's a slight magenta cast to the image. When we've finished our Viveza edits, the image is going to look like this. Now the reason I'm using Nik Viveza is that it's quick and very easy to make this kind of adjustment. I should also stress that this technique won't work with every photo. You need to be sensible and choose a good starting shot. With this example, the first thing I want to do is remove the magenta colour cast. Ordinarily, I'd do something like this in the RAW converter, but today I'm doing everything just using Nik Viveza. There are several tools in Viveza that I could use to fix the colour cast. I'm going to try just 3 of these in turn. I'll start with the warmth slider, moving this to a negative adjustment. It makes quite a good job of the adjustment. Next, I'll try removing red from the image using the red slider. Again, this makes a good job of the adjustment, and I probably prefer it to the warmth slider. Finally, I'll try the hue adjustment. Moving this to the right increases the magenta, whilst moving it to the left reduces it. Whilst it does correct the magenta cast, I don't like the effect on the rest of the blue sky. Based on this, I'm going to reduce the red slightly to correct the colour cast. Now it's time to analyse the image to understand the lighting conditions. Remember, the aim is to create a believable simulation. In this image, the light is coming from the right of the frame and catching the tops of the clouds. This means I must add the sunset colour to those areas. For this, I'm using a control point, and I'll select the white clouds on the left. By holding down my command key or control key if you're using a PC, you can see the selection as you move the control point around. The white areas you see are the selection. Where you see grey, there's a partial selection, and where you see black, there isn't a selection at all. I can now use the control point to increase the warmth of the light falling on the clouds. This is to simulate the colour in the sunset light. I'll then do something that's a bit counterintuitive, which is to reduce the brightness of the light in that area. This has the effect of intensifying the colours still further. Now, whilst we have a good colour in the clouds, the contrast is wrong. If you imagine a low sun shining on the clouds, it would produce quite a high contrast. We can simulate this by increasing the contrast with the contrast slider. Now that I'm happy with the adjustment, I can expand the control point further to see how it affects the other clouds. I like this because it produces a natural effect across the sky. This is why we use a control point. It avoids changing the entire image in a uniform way, which adds to the realism. Now let's suppose we want to create a more intense orange colour in the cloud. We can do this by adjusting the proportions of red, green and blue in these areas. By reducing the blue slider, we make the yellow in the area more intense. We could also shift the yellow more towards orange by reducing the red slider. Reducing the green slider also has the same effect. Something else to try is repositioning the control point. This can often produce interesting lighting and colour effects and sometimes improves the initial selection. Also try duplicating the control point and moving it to another area. If the effect is too strong, try reducing the size and possibly some of the adjustments. In this image, I'm now finding the blue in the sky too intense given the contrast against the orange of the clouds. I can fix this by selecting the area with the control point, and then by reducing the saturation. I'm now happy with the overall colours in the image. As a finishing step, I'll try applying global adjustments to the image to reduce the brightness, Add a little contrast, and possibly even more warmth. Remember though, keep these global adjustments subtle if you want the image to appear natural. In this example, I'm also going to reduce the global saturation as it's now looking too strong. So there you have it, a quick and easy way to fake sunset light using only Nik Viveza. When you combine this with other tools in the Nik collection and with photo editors like Photoshop, you can create amazing transformations. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it with others. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below. I'm Whalley, you've been watching Lenscraft. I'll see you soon for another video.